Hey, what's going on, guys? Dr. Sean J. Harris here at Generational Wealth Academy. Listen, let's talk about making big investments but paying them off quickly. Now, many times people may look at purchasing a real estate property and say, well, that's a big investment. They're looking at the 30-year mortgage that'll be attached to it. But let's put it in perspective a little bit, okay? Because one thing you have to do with generational wealth is we have to start changing our mindset. We have to see things differently, which means we have to see money differently. Once we see money differently, we'll then take on different financial behaviors that will give us different financial results. Let's give an example here. Think about this. You may have an investment property, whether it's commercial or residential, and let's say it's $80,000 property. Well, looking at that, your mind frame takes you to a place that society always teaches us, is that we got to have a 30-year mortgage or perhaps a 15-year mortgage. Well, again, think about that. Some of the top cars on the road, this Audi here, is right at an $80,000 car. Well, if you go to the dealership, you can set an arrangement to finance that vehicle and pay it off in 60 months or even less. So that's 5 years. So the same holds true. $80,000 is $80,000. So if it's $80,000 real estate property or it's an $80,000 vehicle, let's take the real estate property and just pay it the same terms that we would pay a 60-month or a 5-year car note. Match it interest rate for interest rate, dollar amount for dollar amount, we'll get the same results with the same payoff time. So these are some of the things you have to start looking for, and don't let what can be considered big dollar amounts intimidate you when it comes to making purchases. Just like you can purchase that $80,000 car, you can purchase the $80,000 home the same way and pay it off in a remarkably short period of time. Now, here's a freebie. I want to tell this to my clients, so come here, come a little closer. If you want to pay off a mortgage in a relatively short period of time, take your mortgage amount, multiply it times 4, take that number, divide it by 12, and make sure no one else is listening. Then you take that number and you pay it strictly towards the principal of the loan. By doing that, you'll take a 30-year mortgage down to 7.5 years. Mortgage company will never tell you that. Get with your banker, tell them to do an amortization chart. There's some more mathematical formulas I can teach you in that. Here's another one. Take a mortgage amount. If your mortgage is due on the 1st, of course, but let's say that you have a new purchase. Depending on when you close on the property, if you close between the 15th and the 31st, you get to leapfrog a month before your first note is due. Well, if you make a full payment before that first note is due, strictly to the principal, it'll knock off about 3 years off your mortgage. So now if you take that, coupled with the other formula I told you, and mesh them together, that's how you pay off a house in 3.5 to 5 years. All right, guys, I am not a CPA. That was not tax advice. That's just something I can teach you from personal experience. It doesn't take 30 years to pay off a house. You can do it in 3 years. Learn the basics of finances, how money moves, and then you'll really start seeing how these different strategies, techniques, and formulas will get you generational wealth in a relatively quick period of time. All right, guys, take care. Dr. Sean J. Harris.